So in sub-exercise B of exercise 2, we are asked to find the first best taxes in this economy. So let me go back to the main page. So we will need some notation here by TH. So TH, I will denote the taxes for the high. So taxes for high type individuals, for high type, and TL will be the taxes for low, sorry, for low type. Okay, so this is the notation that we need. So the point with the taxes here in the first best allocation is that the conditions, the first order conditions that we derived before, they still need to be fulfilled in order for this allocation to be first best, even if they're taxes. Okay, so what we need to make sure is that even if we introduce taxes, those conditions are still fulfilled. So what we know from the first order conditions is one important thing. It is basically that if we set equivalent condition like equation 2, so first order condition 2 and first order condition 1 here, yes, exactly. So first order condition 2 and first order condition 1 here, we end up with this kind of condition here, condition 3, which was saying that the kind of marginal welfare at the indirect utility functions of the individuals must be equivalent. So if we introduce taxes, what we need to make sure is that this condition here is still fulfilled. And actually, that's quite straightforward. So what we need is we need kind of a how do you say, we need some kind of a notion for net consumption. Okay, so net consumption would be what you consume after taxes are taken away from your income. Okay, so we need another pair of notation here. So net consumption. So net consumption would be given by, so for high types, it would be given by YH, so the income which is generated by high types, minus TH. Okay, this is kind of the net consumption. And then the same thing for low types, so YL minus TL. Okay, so this is income for each of the types minus the taxes which we impose. And the government is able to impose taxes depending on the type because we have a full information setup where the government can observe which type the government is confronted with. Yeah, so that's the reason why the government can do this. So now this would be net consumption. So this is equivalent to XH and this is equivalent to XL. Now, if we plug in those two conditions into the condition that I derived here and showed you in a red circle here, or rectangle, we can basically derive the relationship between the taxes. So let us plug in those values here. So we will plug in XH and XL for the corresponding values in the condition that I showed you before. So then we have the following condition. We have condition YH minus TH minus YH by the power of 2 divided by 4 should be equivalent to YL minus TL minus YL by the power of 2. Okay, so this is a condition which must hold if we introduce taxes, but at the same time we want to have a first best allocation. Now, if you plug in for the corresponding values of the incomes which we calculated before, so basically what you insert there are the stars here. So if you plug in this and rearrange, what you end up with is the following. You end up with TL is equivalent to TH minus 3/4. Okay, so this is the condition which must be fulfilled with respect to the taxes in order to still have a first best allocation. So this gives us the relationship between the different taxes of the two types, but we're still not done here because there will be still a budget balancing condition which must be fulfilled here. So the budget balancing condition, if I go back to the slide, was given by this condition here. Okay, so this condition here was saying that in a first best allocation, the budget of the government must be balanced. Yeah, because in this model that we're considering, there is no lending, and at the same time, if it's fulfilled with a strictly smaller inequality, then there would be waste. Okay, so there is no waste and there is no lending in this model, so this thing must hold with equality, and that's what we will be doing now. So we will basically plug in for the corresponding values that we calculated before, and just go back. So yeah, that's what we will basically do now. So if you plug in, so in the balancing condition that I showed you before, so you plug in the corresponding values for YH star, and if you plug in for XH, considering that XH and XL here are given by those expressions here, you end up with the following condition. This is given by 1/3 times TL plus 2/3 times TH. This should be equivalent to G. So to the amount of revenue that the government needs to raise. Now, if we then plug in the relationship that we had here so if we plug in this relationship into this expression here, what we end up with is then TH star, so TH star being equal to G plus 1/4 and TL star being equivalent to G minus 1/2. Okay, and those are the taxes which are imposed in the first best allocation, given that the government must raise an amount of G of tax revenue.